It's not nice to eavesdrop, but it's fun. So let's check in on the comedy of errors at the Baxters. On the little things in life. Brought to you by Final Net, the non-aerosol hair mist that holds up longer than you do.
Joni, I haven't tap danced in years.
Mom, you're doing fine.
Double kick.
5 minutes, class.
Let's sit down. We're meeting your father for dinner. How do I look?
You always look pretty.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Especially your hair. Mom, the class is starting.
Oh.
Even when you can't hold up any longer, your hair can with Final Net. Final Net is not an aerosol. There's no wasteful propellant. It's concentrated to hold your hair all day. Final Net holds up longer than you do.
Uncle Thaddeus, can I ask you something?
Don't ask for money.
It's this cold, Unc.
Nephew, you need 4-way nasal spray.
Will it help?
Use as directed. 4-way provides the fastest decongestant relief possible for stuffy noses and sinuses.
Unc, that's a blast. Is it expensive?
4-way costs a darn sight less than the leading brand. You can't buy faster relief at any price.
I'm gonna get some 4-way.
Maybe you've got a nose for business after all.
My, I certainly ate too much dinner.
Oh, I did too. I'm not on a diet, that's for sure.
Oh, are you doing the crossword puzzle?
Here, Aunt Maggie, take it.
No. If you want it.
No, take it.
Thank you. You know, there's one thing you two have not mentioned. I don't suppose it's my business to do so since I'm just visiting.
Aunt Maggie, I never think of you as visiting or being a guest. When you're here, you're just a part of us, honey.
Oh, thank you, dear. What I was talking about is Thanksgiving, which is next week, and you've not said one word about it.
Well, at the moment, it's a sore subject. Last night, as a matter of fact, quite a few words were said about Thanksgiving.
My goodness, what's the matter?
I'm not going to talk about it.
Peg thought it had all been decided that the whole family was getting together at my mother's this year.
I didn't think it was all decided. It was all decided last Thanksgiving when I had everybody here, as usual, all 26 people. And I suggested that just once, Bob's sister, Dorothy, could have everybody at their place.
And Mother said no, she'd have us all over there at her place.
You do remember she said that?
Yes.
All right.
But then you said no, it was too much work for us, so they could come here.
That's right. That part is correct, but I didn't add that last part. I remember very definitely saying to your sister that I thought it was time she had us at her place.
Well, as I recall, your sister, Bob, is not a very good cook.
We don't have to be Julia Child to cook a turkey. There's too much work involved for Dorothy.
Oh, there's a car just stopped out in front.
What?
Huh?
Oh, I'll turn on the outside light. Oh, I think that's Miss Perkins getting out of the car.
Miss Perkins?
Maybe you forgot to sign some papers at the office today or something.
Oh, no. Well, even so, there'd be no reason for her to drive all the way out here to the country just to...
Oh, it is Miss Perkins, I think. Oh, I just looked out and said, I think it's Miss Perkins.
Oh, I do hope you don't mind.
Mind? Of course not. Come in.
I'm with my fiancé.
Oh, how nice. Ask him in.
Yes, my goodness, we've never met him.
I know it. I thought, oh, good evening, Mr. Baxter.
Good evening, Miss Perkins.
She's out for a drive with her fiancé, dear.
Well, actually, we're not just out for a drive. That's what I wanted to explain.
Oh, you having car trouble?
No. We've been with a real estate agent, Mrs. Piano Rosa.
Oh, yes, I know Zell very well.
Well, Edgar decided that when we get married, we ought to have a house instead of an apartment.
Oh.
And we've been looking for some property out here.
Oh,
and we're going to build.
Oh,
how
my goodness. Yes, you'll be out here near us. Isn't that nice, dear?
Yes.
Oh, we can't afford anything fancy. Not much land and just a small house. But as Edgar said, it doesn't take much to make a house a home.
Yeah, well, go bring him in now. We want to meet him.
You're sure?
Yes.
I mean, I did want you to meet him, and we won't stay but a minute. That's what I said to Edgar. Now, Edgar, we're just going to stay but a minute. We don't want to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting a thing. Go on now, go bring him in.
All right, I will. We're just staying a minute.
Well, we'll see.
Close the door.
Huh?
I don't know why women stand in a doorway to talk. You're letting all the cold air in.
Well, I didn't want to close the door in her face, dear, and she wanted to explain why they were here. Oh, what is his name?
Edgar.
Edgar what?
Well, don't worry about it. She'll introduce him properly. Miss Perkins is always very proper about everything.
I don't know why you always act so funny about her. You tell us over and over what an efficient, marvelous secretary she is, and then you always act as though you don't really like her.
I like her. I like her. She just drives me crazy.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
No, it isn't, and you be very nice to her now.
I am always nice to her. Always.
Well, you be nice to her fiancé, too. I mean, really knock yourself out to be charming, which you can do, dear, when you want to.
I am always charming. That's why you married me.
Oh, is that why? I was wondering about that.
Well, what's holding up the happy couple?
Well, maybe he's shy and she's trying to persuade him to come in.
No. There they come.
Oh, do they? Oh. I don't think we should all be peeking out the window.
Well, they can't see us with a porch light on. There he is. Oh, boy.
Wow.
My, awfully short, isn't he?
Well, Miss Perkins is short, too.
I'll bet he weighs less than I do.
Well, he's probably very nice.
Yes. Look out. Get out of the way. Open the door.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
This is my fiancé, Mr. Edgar Mooley. And Edgar, I would like to introduce you to Mrs. Baxter.
Oh, how do you do?
And Mr. Baxter's aunt, Miss Sorensen.
So nice to meet you.
And my employer, Mr. Baxter. My fiancé, Edgar Mooley.
Well, we're just delighted to meet you at long last, Mr. Mooley.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'm sure to meet all of you.
Well, let's go in and sit down.
Hi, I'm Sandy Wright. In 1966, I was in a Miss Clairol commercial. Then it was does she or doesn't she? Today, she still does. I love my hair. After 9 years, yes, 9 years of using Miss Clairol cream formula, it's in great condition. Terrific body, easy to manage, and if I have any gray, who knows?
Miss Clairol cream formula. It's the hair color professionals use. The best it can be, at any price. Look for Miss Clairol to know you're the best you can be.
In my house, we've got a fully automatic kitchen. Me. And the worst job I've got to do is scrape and scrub that dirty oven.
Well, there's a different way to clean your oven that's less work. The overnight way, with Mr. Muscle.
Promises.
It's true. With Mr. Muscle, you just spray it on at night, and while you sleep, its self-scouring foam lifts up the grease and grime.
That's a good idea.
So next morning, you just wipe clean.
You know, I've got a feeling that Mr. Muscle's going to be a good man to wake up to.
It certainly was fascinating. Really it is.
Hey, wait a minute. We're all doing so much talking, we haven't given Mr. Mooley a chance to say anything.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I'm not much of a
Oh,
talker.
no, Edgar. Actually, he talks all the time.
Oh, well.
Edgar, tell them about your skydiving.
Skydiving?
My goodness. What is skydiving?
Well...
Skydiving is when you...
Now, Miss Perkins, you've been doing all the talking, telling us about the house you're going to build and all that, and now, as your employer, I'm going to order you to give the man in your life a chance to talk.
Well, skydiving, it's probably one of the most exciting things I've ever done. You see, I'm quite an outdoor man.
You are?
Oh, yes. 2 years ago, I walked the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I love hiking in the woods, too.
Hiking? No, it's 2,000 miles long. It goes from Maine to Georgia. Took me 2 months.
You mean to say...
Too fast. You walked all that way?
I like mountain climbing, too. 1 year I saved my money, flew to Switzerland on the excursion rates, and I climbed the Matterhorn.
Oh, now, Edgar, tell them about the skydiving.
Well, there's not much to tell you. Just jump out of a plane, that's all.
Without a parachute?
No, you got a parachute, but when you do a free fall, then you have to learn how far you can fall without opening the parachute.
Oh, it's thrilling. Of course, I don't do the free falling. I'm not experienced enough for that yet. I'm afraid I count 10 pretty fast. Then I pull that ripcord.
Well, you did very well this summer, dear, for a beginner.
Miss Perkins, you jumped out of a plane?
Oh, yes.
You Actually jumped out of a plane?
You can't imagine how thrilling it is to float down.
You jumped out
Dear,
of a
you have
plane?
asked her that 3 times, honey.
Yeah, but I can't believe it. How did you get the courage?
Oh, there's nothing to it once you make up your mind. You could do it, Mr. Baxter, and you would just love it.
Oh, sure you could. We don't do much skydiving in the wintertime, but next summer, say in June, I'll start giving you lessons.
If I can do it, you can do it, Mr. Baxter. Now, Edgar, I said we weren't going to stay but a minute. We've been here 10 minutes.
No, please, now, you don't have to rush off. I mean, really,
No, we've really overstayed our time. We've stayed longer than we should. Edgar, come on.
It's been a real pleasure to meet all of you. I've heard so much about you, especially you, Mr. Baxter. My fiance's always telling me how wonderful you are to work for. She always says there's nothing you can't do. So I kind of feel I got a lot to live up to.
Oh, now, Edgar. Goodbye, Mrs. Baxter.
Oh,
Miss Sorensen.
Goodbye, Miss Perkins.
I wish you wouldn't run off. It's been so exciting to hear all
Oh,
this.
my mother always said, never overstay your welcome.
Yeah, we'll stop by again. And this winter, I can give Mr. Baxter some pointers before he starts any real jumping. You know, things he ought to know about air currents, judging the distances, all that. Oh, and also...
Edgar, goodbye.
Oh, goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye. Wonderful.
Good heavens, Bob. You wouldn't even think of skydiving, would you?
Don't talk to him, Aunt Maggie. He's in a state of shock.
Oh.
Miss Perkins, jumping out of a plane, I cannot even imagine it.
Well, it's harder to imagine you jumping out of one. You fall off step ladders, you get dizzy on a footstool. I mean, it's just a good thing you don't wear elevator shoes. You'd be airsick. You can't stand heights, honey. Has nothing to do with courage. You should have told Edgar at once that you're not up to that sort of thing. But because you're a man, you feel challenged, don't you?
How long have I got?
Until June.
7 months to think about it.
7 months to live, if you even think about it.
You know, it seems strange that Miss Perkins thinks I can do anything, but you don't. My own wife. I can imagine the thrill of floating down through the clouds with the blue sky overhead.
Oh.
Sure.
Oh, you don't think he's really considering it, do you?
No, dear, but I've got 7 months to worry about it.
The Little Things in Life, created by Peg Lynch, has been brought to you by 4-Way Nasal Spray. Gives you the fastest decongestant relief possible. This program comes to you from the Radio Playhouse.